another day of gisting and analyzing the story that is going on. All right, let's just take some time to wait for people to come on in and join us into the whole gist. Hello, see we have one person here. Let's just give it a few seconds before we start. Okay, we have one person. Let's wait and see as people roll in so we can start. So no one will be left out. Everyone will be aware and can hear us. Join in. Please give the live stream a thumbs up if you are here. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay. So we're just going to start. And then as people roll in, we will, keep giving the backstory of what we are discussing. Feel free to comment, leave your comment and let us know your viewpoint, what you think about the whole situation and what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so prepare my hair and get ready for the discussion. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I do not know who you are because you're not commenting, so I cannot see who you are to welcome you properly. But welcome everyone that has joined us. Please give us a thumbs up if you can. Okay, so today we have two main stories that we are going to be discussing, and somehow these two stories are kind of connected in a weird way. And as we go into the discussion of the day, you will understand why I said it is kind of connected, both stories. And from the title, I know you know or you have a clue what we are about to discuss. Okay, so the first is about the Endsars movement. And before I go into talking about this Endsars movement, I know that some people are not from Nigeria, some people are not even Africans. Like on YouTube here, we have people from every part of the world. So I will first give a backstory of what Endsars is about and how Endsars came to be and what the movement is all about before I will give you the update of what is happening now as I'm live streaming here on YouTube with you. This is actually going on. It's happening this weekend today, what we are going to talk about. Okay, so let me start by giving a backstory for those that are not Africans or not Nigerians or people that didn't hear about the Endsars movement and the story and all of that. Okay, so this Endsars movement is a movement that started in Nigeria by the Nigerian youths because they feel like they've been oppressed enough and they can no longer be quiet, that the police brutality is getting out of hands, innocent people are being murdered, people get arrested for just silly reasons like having a cell phone. When I mean a cell phone, I mean like an expensive cell phone, like the iPhone. We all know the iPhones are expensive. So you could be arrested if you're seen with an iPhone in Nigeria as a youth. If you're seen with an Apple laptop, an iPod, just any of the Apple brands, all these are devices that they make. If you're seen with any of them, you could be arrested in Nigeria as a youth. If you're seen wearing designer clothing, like for example, let me say Fendi, Gucci, Giorgio Armani, just any of all these famous and brands that people that they know that are expensive. If you're driving a very cool car, which Nigerians are known to drive very nice cars. If they have the money, they will always buy the best car that is out there. So people that drive all these very nice and flashy cars and live flashy lifestyle, they are always harassed. Even roadside marketers, people that sell by the roadside, they get harassed. So it is actually getting out of hand. So they had this arm that is called SAS. So it's kind of anti-robbery squad or so. Now, that's why they created this whole SAS movement. Is this for people to tackle armed robbers and crime as it's happening. So that was why they had the SAS. Now, after a while, the SAS stopped doing the job while they were created, why this body was made, which is to tackle armed robbers and make sure that there's peace in the nation. They started harassing innocent people, arresting people. When you're arrested, they will tell you to pay ridiculous amount of money before you are set free. If you do not have the money, they will just throw you in jail. Sometimes some people end up dead. They just shoot and kill people, and nobody's asking questions. And even if you ask questions, nothing is going to happen. Like they have the government backing them up, so everything they do, they say is right. They can shoot you and just label you an armed robber. They can shoot and kill you and hide a gun in your vehicle and pretend that that gun was found in your possession. Just a lot of evil things that they were doing. So the youths decided to come out and protest against this SAS, telling the government to dissolve SAS or reform SAS. Now the government didn't want to listen to them. The government kept on just ignoring the youths. So they said, okay, if that's the case, we are going to take to the streets for a peaceful protest. And they scheduled a date. And then in Lagos, they went to a place called the Lekki Toll Gate. If you're not a Nigerian, the place is called Lekki Toll Gate. Probably you would have seen the news because I think CNN and BBC also shared it when it happened then, that some of the politicians tagged them as fake news also. Okay, so they went to Lekki Tollgate and they were there protesting peacefully. One night, the government, we don't know if it was federal government or from state government, but it seems that it was from federal government because even the governor of Lagos State denied knowing anything about what happened that night. So one night, the federal government deployed army, military people, and they went to Lekki Tollgate and they started shooting the peaceful protesters. And they killed so many people. They took away the bodies, they hid the bodies. A lot of people were injured. People that were injured were rushed to the hospital. So there was a big chaos. People that were there. There was a lady. She's a DJ, so she's called DJ Switch. She was also there that night, so she was able to use her phone to record while they were shooting. And you will see people that were shot because after which, when she sent out this video telling all her fans on Instagram, she did an Instagram live. So people could see as they were shooting and killing people there that night as the incident was happening. After which the government, federal government came out and denied it, state government denied it. They acted as if there's going to be investigation. After Nigerians started crying out and calling out to the world, just anyone to just help them and share the story so people will know what is going on, knowing fully well the kind of politicians that they have. So they decided to call on news stations like CNN, BBC, and just any other news channel out there in the world. So they responded and they shared the story too and tried to see what is going on and to interview people back in Nigeria to see what is going on. And then federal government released a statement saying that it's all fake news. Nobody died. Nobody was shot that day. That they only shot blanks. Luckily, some of the people that were there that they were able to take some of the shell casings, and people were able to confirm that those shell casings were not blank, but they were live ammunitions, live rounds. So that happened some last year. So now, fast forward to 2021 now, no one has been arrested. Before I go into the new one that is happening today now, no one has been arrested concerning the Lekki Tollgate massacre and all of that. They didn't take anyone to court. They didn't do anything. They were just beating around the bush, acting as if they were, you know, they ex-governor or so, Fashola, whoever he was, and his own entourage. They also went to the Lekki toll gate to make a fool of themselves, acting like they wanted to go and investigate. He went with a lot of police and a lot of influential people, and he said he found a camera that was not there. Now, mind you, that night when they were shooting at Lekki toll gate, they were not just shooting, but they set fire at the toll gate surrounding the protesters so they will not be able to escape even if they try to. So the only way they had only one way to go out, and that one way to leave that place was covered by military men shooting at them. Okay, so after Fashola went there, made a fool out of himself, thinking that he's fooling Nigerians, that was like the end. Slowly, slowly, the whole thing died down. The Lagos state governor also came out and he denied the whole thing, that he's not aware. Hello, sis. How are you? Hello. How are you? How are you doing? We're here talking about the whole Lekki Tollgate massacre and what's going on and the new update. So I'm just, first of all, giving the backstory of what happened. You are? Let me see what's. Ah, that's soon, eh? Okay, I will be available. You, right? Okay, so after they went, the Lagos State governor also denied that he was ever there or he knew about what was going on or he was aware of anything that was going on. Okay, fast forward till now, there's been no justice for those innocent citizens that were killed. Okay, sis. And there was no justice for people that were killed. And now they decided they wanted to probably fix the toll gate and restore it back to normal. And then the youth said no, and that nobody is going to do that because they've not really answered their questions. Who sent the military people to kill people that day at Lekki toll gate? And the company that was actually in charge of the lights and all that, that went there to remove the lights, the CCTV cameras, because every toll gate, as we all know, there are always CCTV cameras, there are lights. But the company that was in charge of the lightning to light that area, to light up that area and fix the CCTV and all of that, that same day, before the shooting took place, the shooting started around 6 in the evening, 6, 7 in the evening, around 2 in the afternoon. This said company, people saw them at the toll gate removing the lights and CCTV cameras. But people really didn't understand why they were doing that. It was strange, but people couldn't connect the dots up until 6 in the evening when the military vans started pulling up as if they were going to fight World War III. That's how they pulled up. They weren't joking, they meant business. They were fully armed, like this was another world war that they were going for. So when that happened, the company, people were saying the company has to answer the question, who sent them on that day to remove the CCTV cameras that were at the toll gate. And why? What was the reason why they removed? It's not as if it was bad and they had to replace it or something. No, it was working perfectly fine. That afternoon at 2, they removed it. In the next 3 to 4 hours, military vans were pulling into Lekki toll gate, and the next thing they started shooting and killing people. So now this question has not been answered, no justice. Fast forward today, when they started saying they wanted to fix and do other things, and the youth said, no, that will not happen. They decided to put out a message out so all Nigerian youths, home and abroad, could see, and they said, so they had a new hashtag as the first one that led to the shooting was hashtag Endsars, stop police brutality, and some other hashtags that trended then. Now their new hashtag is, you see me looking down, I just had to put these things down so I don't miss, so we can go one after the other. Okay, so their new hashtag now is Occupy Lekki Toll Gate. So after they put this out, the youths decided to go out and peaceful protest. This is what, because they've always insisted that the protest should be peaceful, because if anything, if they notice anything violent, then the federal government will use that as an excuse to start shooting and killing people. You understand? So this is why everyone that was involved in this Endsars movement insisted that it should be peaceful. So now, when they said this hashtag Occupy Lekki Tollgate, today citizens started marching down to the Lekki Tollgate to stand there and ask questions. The first people that arrived at the Lekki Tollgate, the next thing they saw military vans. They had like army, police. In fact, I don't know, almost, I would say almost all the armed forces were available on the streets of Lagos. Today, this afternoon, as I'm talking to you, this is going on. They went with different types of cars. They went with those ones they call Black Maria and everything. Like everything you are looking for is available at Lekki as I'm speaking to you. So they started arresting these innocent citizens once more. These are innocent people that are just there asking questions. Why were our people shot and killed? Why is it that nobody is being held accountable for the shooting and killing of our own people? If you're just coming in, you're welcome. Please give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much. We are talking about something that is happening in Nigeria right now. It's happening today, Saturday. I don't know what country you are, but maybe you're still on Friday, or you're ahead, or I don't know, but something is happening this weekend in Nigeria. If you heard about the Endsars movement before, that happened last year, 2020, that they shot and killed people at Lekki toll gate. A lot of news channel carried the news, so I believe a lot of people saw it. That's what we're talking about. There's a new development. The government decided to make use of the Lekki toll gate, and the youths are saying, no, our questions have not been answered. And until our questions are answered and someone or a group of people are brought to book for the shooting and killing of innocent Nigerian citizens, nothing is going to be done on this toll gate. So they marched to the toll gate this morning, in Saturday morning. And when they got there, these military people were ready for them, and they started harassing them and arresting them. Some of them were able to bring out their phones to video the whole thing as it was going on. One of the people among the people that were arrested today was a guy that is called Macron or Macroni. Like he's a Nigerian comedian, so he calls himself Macron or Macroni or so. He was arrested, and the process of them arresting him, he was able to pull out his phone and did I think he did Instagram live too, because in the video you could see chats popping up, and he was telling Nigerians that I'm being arrested, and you can see them whisking away into the police van that they kept there ready to arrest people. They have like very giant vans already there, and they've arrested a lot of people already. Now, as this is happening, some of Nigerian kind of people that are in politics, but kind of not fully, they've been in politics somehow, but they're influential people and they know people home and abroad. They have their connections. One of those people is his name is Reno Omokri. I believe you would have heard about him. He is the one in charge of this Freely Asharibu movement, and he's very outspoken politician. He actually worked with the ex-governor, sorry, he actually worked with the ex-president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan. He worked with him closely. So he's a man that knows what he knows, and he has his own connections too. He's someone that always stands for the truth. Like he just likes to stand for the truth and say his mind. He's not afraid of anyone. He calls himself Buhari's tormentor, and Mohammed Buhari is the president of Nigeria. For those that do not know, so he calls himself the tormentor of the president of Nigeria because he doesn't really like the way the present president is ruling the country and how it seems like he's taking sides with people that are of the same religion with him, and he's not really standing to act as a president, and a president shouldn't be biased or favor some people against others. So Reno Omokri took to his Instagram after these photos popped up on social media that the innocent citizens that went to Lekki Toll Gate today to ask questions are being arrested by the police people, the police and army, by the military because I see there are different arms of militaries that are available in Lagos. Like Lagos today is just the streets is just packed like it's a war zone. All you can see is military uniforms, different types of military uniforms. Okay, so when Reno Mokri also saw this, he tweeted out and he said that for people that are being arrested and that they should provide photos of the people that have been arrested and they should tag him with the hashtag Occupy Lekki Toll Gate. And if they can get the number of Nigerian citizen that has been innocent Nigerian citizen that has been arrested illegally, because first of all, there is nowhere in the constitution of Nigeria, he even said that there is nowhere in the constitution of Nigeria that says that you should arrest a peaceful protester. That these people are protesting peacefully, they are not causing any harm, they have the right to speak their mind. Remember, Nigeria is a country that is practicing, according to them, democracy. And democracy is supposed to be freedom of speech, right? You're allowed to say your mind, speak your mind, and you're not supposed to be in any type of trouble. But now, for just speaking your mind, these people are being arrested. Some people are saying they don't know what police stations that they took the people to. So Reno is saying for people that have information of how many people were arrested, you have their names and photos, put it together, post it, tag him with this hashtag Occupy Lekki Tollgate and hashtag Endsars, and that he will make available legal practitioner. He will get lawyers that will stand in for these people. So the Endsars people will have lawyers should in case federal government or state government wants to charge them to court. There will be people that will stand in and fight for them and make sure they are released. After like an hour, when after like an hour after Reno Mokri posted this, someone else came up with an update, said update, our legal teams are available. That's the legal team that they made available for the innocent people that were arrested, that they went to um, one of the police station in Ikeja, I think, or in Lekki or somewhere around there. The police station that they took the people to, but that they didn't allow the lawyers to even enter the premises to see these innocent citizens. That they were stopped at the gate outside and asked to go back because there's no way they will be allowed to enter the station if the commander in police or something of so, the area commander is not available. So that is what is actually happening at the moment in Nigeria. And it's just so funny that Nigeria is still the country that Boko Haram has been terrorizing for many years now. They've killed millions of people, they've kidnapped millions of people. But yet, the government has not been able to put them in check. And about a few weeks ago, a photo surfaced of one of the governors having a meeting, and you can see in the meeting, you see the governor standing by the left. In the middle is a terrorist holding an AK-47. By the right side, you will see a Nigerian military man, fully dressed in his camouflage uniform. And they took a photo, they're having a meeting. In another photo that surfaced, you could see them all wrapped up in their Muslim way that they wrap themselves up, sitting down with the politicians, holding their AK-47, and nothing is being done to these people. These are people that have actually bombed, killed millions of Nigerians. These are well-confirmed terrorists. They are having a dialogue with terrorists. They sit down and they dialogue. They sit down and they eat and drink with these people. They sit down and they welcome these people. But then when innocent citizens goes out to protest for their own right, to stand and say no to police brutality, not even something as small as a pen will you find in the arms of any of those protesters that you say probably they can use this pen to stab and kill someone. All these protesters had was some of them were holding Nigerian flags, some of them were holding placards that says Endsars, stop police brutality. And these people were shot and killed. But at the same time, Fulani headsmen are terrorizing the country, taking their cattle everywhere, destroying people's farms, and killing people in the process. And when people complain about it, they even go as far as walking on the road, on the highway, with these cows, that cars had to stop. They cause traffic for hours, and nothing is being done to them. Completely, absolutely nothing is being done to them. They have the right to do anything they want to do because it seems like the country belongs to them. It is their property. So they stay and they move around. They do whatever they want to do. If they want to bring in their cow into your house, it is fine. If you say anything, they will kill you on the spot. When Nigerian citizens started complaining, people that their farms were destroyed. Now remember, these farmers, that is how they feed their families. It's from these foods that they plant, be it cassava, be it yam, be it pepper, be it onion, and whatever they plant, if it's rice, if it's beans, whatever, this is how they feed their family. They harvest these products, they take it to the market, they sell whatever they make. That is how they feed their family and send their children to school. And those that are ill, to take the child to the hospital. Because trust me, if you do not have money in Nigeria, you take your child to the hospital or yourself, you will die there. Nobody will attend to you. Nobody will. They will just walk past you and tell you, go and get someone to deposit something. If you don't deposit anything, you won't be taken care of. And now at the same time, these Fulani headsmen are destroying people's farms, and the federal government is silent. The federal government has nothing to say about it. And I ask this question. Is it that the country belongs to some people, that they have the right to do whatever they want to do, and other people do not have any right? Some other people have zero right in that country. How is it fair that you shoot and kill innocent protester? And then you dialogue, sit down, shake a man holding an AK-47 in a country where it is illegal for you to own a gun. If you're not a military personnel, you're not allowed to have a gun. And they're not just having any type of gun, they have assault rifles. These are guns that can cause a lot of harm. You sit down and you dialogue with them. But then the youths, you shoot and you kill them. When you can clearly see that they're not holding anything, they are not even a threat to you. Now tell me, why are these innocent youths being arrested today now? If you ask the federal government of Nigeria, why did you arrest your own citizens today, being Saturday, February? What will they say? What will be their excuse? If you are watching the replay of this, or you're watching me now, you're free to come on in and comment. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your opinions are, what you think about this. I will round up and then we will move to the next story that we have. Okay, so if you're just coming in, I can see people are here, but they're not commenting, so I really don't know the people that are present. But I see that people are here watching. So I will just run through the story quickly before we move to the next story that we have here. Okay. So we're here talking about something that's happened in Nigeria, something last year, which was the Endsars movement and how people were shot and killed at Lekki toll gate by Nigerian military men, how the federal government did nothing about it, how they only beat around the bush, acting, pretending, acting as if they cared or they were doing something about it, and people would be brought to book. But up to date, no one has been brought to book. So the youths decided to go to Lekki toll gate since they wanted to fix it and restore it back to what it was, what it used to be before they destroyed it themselves, the politicians. The youth said no. This is where you shed the blood of our brothers and our sisters. And there is no way we're going to allow you people to clean and cover everything up just to make it look as if it never even happened, because we know that that is you people's goals. Just for that reason, people are asking, what happened? Who gave the order? That has always been the question from day one, and no one has been able to answer. And now people are being arrested again and prevented from being seen by their lawyers, when at the same time, what the military people, what the police people, what the people that are arresting these people, they are the ones breaking the law. Because you cannot arrest someone that is not guilty of anything. You cannot arrest someone that didn't do anything and just wicks the person away and throw the person in jail. But Nigeria is a country where you have no rights. You have no say. Whoever is in charge, whoever is in power, has all the say in the world, has the right to take your life, has the right to do and undo. But you, as the innocent citizen that voted them into power, you do not have the right to even speak. You do not have the right to open your mouth. Because if you open your mouth, that will lead to your death. And this boils down to why I told you that these two stories I want to share, though they are different stories, but they are kind of connected and they are intertwined together, and you will understand me. Make sure to leave me your comment, leave me a thumbs up, encourage your host, okay, to keep bringing you gist and news, okay? So give me a thumbs up if you can, if you want to. Okay. So let us move into the next topic of the day. which is a case of feminism. I guess some of you are here because of that story. That's the story we're going to talk about. Okay, so let me just pull up the quote. I said the quotes, the message from the people that I'm about to talk about, because I will be reading their own text. So this is the case of Pastor Mike Bamiloye. I have actually addressed this on my previous live stream, but new development as things keep popping up, we will still be talking about it. We won't just leave it alone. Okay, so a pastor called Pastor Mike Bamiloye, Pastor or Evangelist Mike Bamiloye, he actually tweeted out something that got people talking. So a Nigerian actress that has been, I even mentioned her in my previous live stream because I said she's someone that is very outspoken and all that. And I didn't, as at when I was even talking about her, I didn't even know she would even say something about this topic, but she did this weekend, and it's been trending. So first of all, I would just again for people that are here that were not at my last live stream, so they might not be aware. So she was a Nollywood actress, and but she stopped acting for many years now. She lives in the US with her children, okay, with her daughters, and she's very outspoken. She talks about if she sees something happening in Nigeria that she doesn't like, she is always there to talk about it. She's not afraid to speak, to speak her mind. She's just that very bold lady that will always say things the way they are. Okay, so I will read to you first of all what the pastor tweeted out about feminism. Then I will read to you her response. Okay, so first of all, Pastor Mike Bamiloye, he tweeted this out. If you are a single sister, don't join the feminist movement. The feminist movement may make you miss the will of God for your life. If you are married, don't join them either. If you want to get the best out of your marriage, the feminism want to contest the head of the home. So this is what Pastor Mike Bamiloye actually tweeted out, and people were quick to bash him like, what you're saying, you're not correct. This cannot stop the will of God in the life of anyone. And secondly, you cannot say that women are trying to contest the head of the house, that is not what feminism is about. So a lot of people responded to him, giving him points and telling him so, like a man called Gideon told him that he doesn't have the right to speak about this topic because he has never been a man that fought for women or stood in for women to try to get women to have their rights. And everyone knows that in Africa, women do not have rights at all. Men are always, everything is a man, 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 like it's a man's world. It's all around the world, okay? It's a man's world, but I think it's worse in Africa. That's my honest opinion, and I am an African, and I'm allowed to say that. Okay, so first, Georgina, in response to this, she first tweeted out the definition of feminism. And that's what she posted. She said, feminism, the novel belief that women should be treated like humans and are entitled to equal rights. That's what she tweeted out first. And then another of Pastor Mike Bamiloye's post reads, I'm going to read it now. He says, any movement that questions any aspect of the word of God originates from the devil. Mike Bamiloye continued to condemn feminism. Okay, so he's saying that anything that is contesting, I do not understand how feminism is contesting with the word of God. So he is already saying that feminism is devilish and is from the devil. So everyone should avoid that. Okay, so now She went forward and she tweeted this out. That's the Georgina Onoha, the Nollywood actress. She tweeted this and she said, I am so disappointed with this man. I thought he has something upstairs. I grew up watching his series. To hear him vomit such nonsense is sickening. Sadly, his wife has been part of him and his ministry. She has always used her voice to educate and inform, which is the textbook definition of feminism. She has a platform, using it well, and he is enjoying the dividends. I just don't understand my people, I swear. This is what she said. So the part that really got people's attention and why this is trending on all the social media platforms, be it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, is the part that she said that she's disappointed and that she didn't know that Pastor Mike Bamiloye didn't have anything upstairs. So as at the time, just before I'm coming live, I saw a video of her where she furthermore went and broke the whole thing down. And she said that people have been going to her page to tell her bullshit, that she's not interested, that people should keep their opinion to themselves. That's Georgina Onoha saying that people should keep their opinions to themselves and that what she said is what she said, and she is standing by her own words, that she is not going to um, change anything. It doesn't matter what anybody says, that her words are her words and she is standing by it. So she furthermore went to explain, to break it down, even quoting some Bible and mentioning some people from the holy book that are women and they also walked with Jesus Christ. They were able to sit with Jesus Christ. So she said a lot of people are calling her, telling her that why would she say that Pastor Mike Bamiloye didn't have sense. So she said she will explain this, that she thought he, and that she is standing by that word where she said that she thought that Pastor Mike Bamiloye had something upstairs, but his head is just empty, that he has nothing upstairs. And this is the same with most of the men of God in Nigeria, that these old men, probably because of old age, their heads are now empty. They don't know what they're talking about. That's what she said. And she said, the reason why she said that is because she grew up as a child when she was growing up. She grew up knowing Pastor Mike Bamiloye as someone that was actually sharing the word of God in a very good way, and that from him sharing the word of God, from her watching his movies, I talked about him owning a movie production company, that he makes all these Christian movies and all that. The man has very good movies. If the Mount Zion movies are like, if you're a Nigerian, you know about Mount Zion movies. His storyline, the way he tells his story, the way he breaks it down, he is very good at that. And if you are a Christian, there's no way you do not like Mike and Pastor Mike Bamiloye's movies, or the way he tells his stories, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that being said, she is saying that she grew up watching his movies and watching all these Christian movies and how he preaches about Christ and things like that, that he sounded like someone that really loved God and was working for God and standing for the truth and all that, that for her to hear him say this and to see that his wife stood by him, walked with him day to day, supported him fully in this his whole ministry thing, and even in the production of movies. She's always in all his movies, featuring in his movies. That for him to come out and bash and condemn feminism and think that feminists or people that believe in feminism are people that are trying to counter or be the head of their family, that it just shows that his head is empty. And she also said that if you are a woman, if you are a lady out there, married or single, and you think that you want to be the head of the family, that you are sick and you need to be checked, you need to be in the hospitals or somewhere getting help, that you're just sick, you're delusional, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that she is not sure that any woman really wants to be the head of the family, that because everyone knows that women have their own part to play in a family and the men have their own part to play. And she gave an example saying that as an African, that she doesn't even think that any African woman will even think about that, because even our culture has actually put women down and made women to be submissive and respectful, and always know that the man is the head of the family, the head of the house. So no African woman is even thinking of contesting. All people are saying women should have their own rights. Women should be able to speak. Women should be able to stand. And she also explained of how most African parents, like people that a lot of people grew up from a very violent home, but still with all those violence and everything, that their mothers were still very submissive to their fathers. But women are just standing up now to say enough is enough. I should be able to say something in my home or in the society. I should not be looked down on. I should not be seen as someone that uh, my job is just to take care of the children and to end up in the kitchen. I should be seen as someone that I have something to contribute to the society. I have something to contribute in my home too. And she gave a lot of examples, which she is right. I'm telling you, in my opinion, you can leave us yours. Feel free to comment. Now, another thing that I will bring in now for you people to see as an example is a post that was shared by the blogger Linda EKG. If you do not know her, you can check her Instagram so you will see the post that I am talking about. Okay, so Linda EKG shared something recently, and this is something that is happening every day in Nigeria and all around Africa. I cannot speak for other people, but I can speak for my own people, where I come from, where I grew up, where I have seen these things play out firsthand. Okay, so let's get into it. I guess probably, like, for example, in other places, there's a way you do these things, you get arrested immediately. But in Africa, you're not even bold enough to speak out, let alone being arrested. And even if they arrest him in a few hours, he's going to come back home and even kill you. So you're just making matters worse for yourself. So women are used to be keeping quiet and just suffering the pain in silence. Okay, so Linda EKG, the blogger, posted a lady that you could see that has been blinded on one of her eyes, because you see that her eyes were covered. And the post wrote that this is what happened when she disobeyed, because she disobeyed her husband. That was the payback. You understand? Like, she did not do probably what her husband asked her to do. And in order to punish her, the man blinded the lady. So now a woman that was born full, someone's child, someone's daughter, a human being like you, a woman that you claim to love, because she did not do what you wanted her to do, or you think in your own dry head that she does not have any respect for you, that gave you the right to blind one of her eyes. And now she's blind. So what? What comes next? If she disobeys you the next time, you just kill her because you have the right as a man. This is what women are saying. Why is it that men, every time they talk about respect the man, he's the head of the house? What about the man respecting the woman that he has in his house as his wife? What about that part? Why is that nobody's talking about? And that's why Georgina is bashing this pastor and saying that all these Nigerian pastors are always good. Boss Lady TV, hello. Hello, boss lady. You're welcome to ILS. We're just discussing, we're dissecting what is happening in Nigeria. We're talking about the Endsars movement and the people that were arrested today in Nigeria. The hashtag Occupy Lekito get people that were arrested, and how it's so wrong for the police to arrest those people because they didn't do anything wrong. So we're just peer sharing that. And we're also talking about Pastor Mike Bamiloye and Georgina Onoha. That's the two stories that we're talking about here. You're welcome. You are welcome. Okay, so now Georgina, her own one of her points is that why is it that it's always quick for African pastors or Nigerian pastors? Let me just narrow it down. Why is that it's so quick for Nigerian pastors to preach about how the woman should be submissive, how you should respect your husband or respect the man that is in your life and all that, but they are not quick to tell the men to love their wives and stick with their wives, because most of them will have the wives and they will still have 1 million concubines outside, and they will still come back home and they will still beat the woman and they will do whatever they want to do. But these pastors will keep telling women to be submissive. And now it's up to the extent that the Pastor Mike Bamiloye is advising single women and married women not to be a feminist. Or that's almost like telling them not to stand for their right, not to speak their own truth. Thank you for coming, boss lady. Thank you. You can share your own opinion. What do you think about Georgina Onoha's comment to Pastor Mike Bamiloye, where she said she thought that Pastor Mike Bamiloye had something upstairs, but from him tweeting this about feminist and feminism, she has just seen that he doesn't have anything upstairs, and that the reason why she's really pissed off is because he used to be someone that she watched growing up, and he actually affected her life as a young woman growing up in Nigeria. That she used to listen to his preachings, she used to watch his movies, as a lot of Nigerians, I would say, know who he is, and they always watched his movies because he's a good storyteller, the way he tells his stories. So some people are saying she's right, but her words are like were too harsh for a man of God, that she shouldn't have said that. But that some other people are saying, well, that's how she felt, and she has the right to air her or say her mind whichever way she wants to. She should just go ahead and say it. So that's just what we're analyzing here. And for me, I agree with the part where they say this is not something that would affect, because when men of God, and I don't like it when these men of God try to scare people, telling someone that being a feminist will stop the will of God in your life. It's a very scary thing for someone that do not read, if it's a Christian that do not read the Bible or whatever religion you belong to. If you do not read whichever book you use in your religion, or whatever teaching, whatever guides you people in that religion, if you're not someone that you're so deep into it in studying and knowing what that your religion is all about, then whatever anyone tell you, you can fall for it and believe that easily. So saying that to stop the will of God, I'm like, if that's the case, then there are so many things that will stop the will of God in people's life, because there is no man that is without sin. There is no man that is not offending God in one way or the other. So are you saying that when you sin, that will stop the will of God from concerning you? The will of God concerning you is the will of God concerning you, and nothing can stop that. Nothing can change that. That is God. When he has made something available for his children, he doesn't go and take it back. If he's that type of person, then the devil won't even have such power that he had, because before he left, he would have changed his will concerning him, and then he wouldn't have been this very smart. He was a smart angel when he was in heaven, and even when he left heaven, he's still a smart person as the devil. So saying that feminism will change the will of God, no. All you have to do is educate those women in your church that do not know the real definition. Because yes, some women are getting it wrong. They're thinking it's all about moving with your shoulder up high and challenging a man and saying, yes, I'm stronger than you, I can do more than that. That's not what feminism is all about. That is not what it's about. But some people really don't understand. They just hear something and they jump on the bandwagon, and they really don't know what is the story behind the whole movement. So, what I expect these men of God or influential people to do is to explain to people, break it down what this thing is about. It doesn't mean you should go and challenge the man of the house. It doesn't mean you should take the place as the head of the house. Nobody wants that. Everybody have, look, in my opinion, the loads that women have is already too much. Who needs the load of the head of the house? Who? I don't think any woman will say, yeah, I'm here. I want to double my workload. No, women have their own workload. Men have their own role to play too. So why is it that a woman cannot be a feminist and still be a good wife? Why can a woman be a feminist and still be a good single lady that is a wifey material? Why? Like, I just don't get it. And why is it that when women go through all, women are being married off as children, women are being used to settle bill. You see somebody is owing money, and then the next thing you don't have lands to give, and then they're asking you to present your child as a collateral or as a payment. Why is it that all these things will only happen to females? Why is it that women cannot go to school and study to the highest level? And even when some of them beat the odds to study to the highest level, why is it that they cannot get that dream job? Why do you have to judge them by this woman is going to have kids and then she will have to take break to take care of her child? Why is it that there's always women are seen as a weak vessel? I just these are just some things that people need to understand and not going about attacking people that attack men of God. If a man of God says something that is wrong, it is wrong, because if truly you have the Spirit of God, then you should have the wisdom for you to know that these two things are not connected. And we have, for example, in Nigeria, there's a lot of things that are need to be talked about by these men of God. For example, this Endsars movement that is going on. How many of them actually came out and stood with the youths? How many of them kicked the way the politicians are misbehaving? How many of them actually told their church members, look, we will fast, we will pray, and we will know who we're going to vote for the next election? None of us here is going to vote. Let us support these youths that are going for change in the country. The men of God don't want to get involved, probably because most of them they get their check directly or indirectly from these politicians too. And now he's taking a shot at feminism. Like, what does that have to do with anything, really? What does that have to do with anything? It doesn't. There's a lot of fights to be won in that country, Nigeria. Like, they have the Fulani headsmen that are there causing havoc. They have the Boko Harams that are there causing havoc. Are these not something that the committee of, what do they call them? Can this Christian association body or this Christian body or whatever that their name is. Is this not something that they should come together and discuss? Why is it that some small group of people will stand so bold to intimidate a whole nation of 200 million people? And each of these men of God, they have millions of people in their churches. But they don't say anything. But at the same time, these Fulani headsmen, they have people backing them up. They have their backup. They have their influential men sitting and scratching their beards and backing their own people up. But the West, the East, the South, the pastors are there talking about things that are not necessary. They go to church every day, they preach about prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. Are you going to be prosperous when you are in the grave? True, boss lady. True, true. So it's so most time when people get angry and they speak about men of God, and it doesn't seem like they added any respect when they are talking about these men of God. I can understand. I can understand because enough is enough. It's been like this from when we were born, or even before we were born. If we will ask our parents, this is what the men of God have been doing. They talk about things that they shouldn't be talking about, and each and every one of them are very quick in bringing women down, in directly or indirectly. They're always there to just, yeah, you should. All these ones they're doing marriage counseling and so on. It's always something. Oh, sorry, guys, I have my little one here. It's always something that they always want to bash. They always want to, put women down in one way or the other. And I'm just thinking, are these men of God not seeing what is happening in the nation? Is it that each and every one of them are afraid of these Fulanese headsmen? The only person that is a Nigerian pastor that I've seen that has actually talked about these people once is Apostle Johnson Suleiman, when he was upset, although I don't agree 100% with the way he said it. But I could understand that it's just too much with these people. It's too much with these people. So he was upset and he said what he said. But I've not seen any other man of God standing to say a thing. Same way that way people will come out and talk about sexual assault, a woman is hardly believed. The first thing you ask is, what were you doing in his house? So because you went to somebody's house, gave the person the right to do what the person is doing. Just because somebody wore a skimpy clothes, that's why you are harassing the person on the road. And yet you stand and say, don't be a feminist. Why can't you teach people the truth? Stand by the truth. And first of all, fight the battle that the nation is facing, that there is no peace in the nation. People's life and property are being threatened. People are being murdered. Your child will leave the house and you don't even know if your child is coming back alive. Sometimes you don't even get to find the dead body to even bury the person. And here pastors are debating about things that are not necessary. These are not things that people should be talking about. It is just strange. Sorry, guys. I have to pick this up because I have my little one here now. So, I will be rounding up. I just thought I should come in here and just sit down so we can all discuss what is going on. There's so much going on in the world, really. Like there's so much. We cannot just sit in one sitting and talk about everything. But these are just a few things that I wanted to, and I am glad that this post, Linda Ikeji really posted this post, so we could actually use that as a good example for people that do not understand the point where Georgina Onoha is coming from, the Nollywood actress. Because imagine the lady that was blinded by her own husband because she did not follow his rules, or she did not obey his rules, or she did not do what he wanted to. Did he think that that is someone's child? Did he think that he has kids in that house that are seeing what he's doing? And he has probably female and male children. Those male children will grow up to be like him. And I'm just wondering, what does Pastor Mike Bamiloye has to say about these women that are being murdered by their husbands? What does he have to say to those men? Or is he also one of those people that are violent to their wives and their children? Because I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see how being a feminist has anything to do with the will of God. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I will end this here. Leave me a comment if you're watching the replay. Please feel free to leave your take, what you think. Okay, drop a comment. What's your opinion about the two stories that I shared, the Endsars movement, and what is going on? What is going on, and why? What you think about the police arresting people, and what you also think about the Nollywood actress? Do you think she was too harsh when she said she thought that the pastor had something upstairs, but he doesn't really have anything? Just leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And thank you very much, Vanessa Ogumbo Wale. Thank you very much, Boss Lady. And thank you to people that are here that didn't comment. I do not have a way of knowing who you are since you didn't comment, so I don't know. But thank you so much, my invisible viewers, and those that left me a comment too. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, when we have a juicy gist, we will sit down and dissect and analyze it. Have a nice day. Enjoy your weekends. And I'm looking forward to see your videos, right? Because I know you're content creators, okay? All right, bye everyone. Bye. Till next time. Thank you very much for joining me. God bless you.